In a dazzling display of triumph, A24 film studio reigns supreme once more, basking in the glory of its overwhelming Oscars victory for Everything Everywhere All at Once. But the surprises don't end there, as A24 now unveils its latest gem exclusively on Netflix, a sizzling TV series known as Beef, a veritable feast of talent featuring an extraordinary ensemble of actors hailing from diverse Asian backgrounds. With an awe-inspiring score of 86 out of 100 on Metacritic, Beef instantly emerges as a magnetic force, captivating audiences and defying expectations at every turn. Not contrary to fans' expectations, it continues to be a work that proves A24's solid performance. Let's explore with us right now. The film takes the image of two people with opposing family backgrounds in Los Angeles to tell cultural stories of the times, raising issues that have long been dormant and proliferated but are perceived and not cleaned up. The competition, the integration, the constant change of society and the surrounding billions of things have made the human mood partly drift between anxiety, disappointment, and anger. Capturing this along with his own experience of having an out-of-control rampage on the street after a car crash with the driver behind him, writer and creative director Lee Sung-jin, who developed Beef. The tone of Beef's first episode might make you think you're watching a dark comedy filled with gimmicks and knife-blade lies, but the show is actually working to evoke deeper themes, finding happiness and meaning in life, and whether it's okay to continue blaming our parents for how messed we are. Like the vivid pictures that open each episode, Beef is a big picture of two people with the unpleasant details of their lives swarming around them, creating a stunning portrait about the price of empathy. When searching for the keyword beef, their meanings are displayed in many different forms: food, sound, obscene language. The work named Beef is not intended to refer to a certain problem in society or people. Beef is the convergence of all its meanings. Beef is the car horn that originates the conflicts of the two main characters. Beef, noun, is the inappropriate word each character says when they don't get what they want. The story revolves around the fate of two Asian American immigrants. On one side is Danny, who is working as a contractor but has many difficulties in life and is often mentally unstable because he cannot keep his emotions calm. On the other side is the rich businessman Amy, whose life seems perfect but contains many secrets. A series of stupid decisions begins the series when Danny, Steven Yeun, tries to return items to a store and is frustrated after being unable to do so. He boils in his car in the parking lot. He backed up too quickly and didn't see the luxury car coming towards him. The driver of that car, Amy, Ali Wong, honked his horn and even raised his middle finger to show his frustration and provoke him. Danny then sped through the streets in pursuit, trying to get a good look at her face without considering his actions. Since then, Danny has continuously planned to retaliate for the psychological trauma Amy left him. On the contrary, the businesswoman also decided not to sit idly by, creating a thrilling and compelling revenge story. But the more they embark on the path of tit-for-tat revenge, the two strangers gradually find common ground. They seem to come from two different classes, but they are all second-generation Asian Americans struggling to build their own lives and deal with the aftershocks left by the first generation. Through Beef, both individuals who were inherently dissatisfied with this life were reenacted. They carry within themselves slow explosion bombs. When the road chase begins, that's when it explodes and then destroys every part of each person. Both of them are addicted to conflict, wanting something to melt away the mediocrity of this life. It was also the beginning of a series of struggles that followed, as the fakeness and betrayal gradually unfolded, leaving the wounds still there. Beef is bold in its way of allowing the main characters to become villains while at the same time making them a mirror of their own viewers. We all have bad days. And in the blink of an eye, each of us can make a bad decision. In another aspect, Beef also exposes the fake face of the rich and the autocrat, the flatter. The rich world this work has created is full of cracks. It's not perfect with the truths hidden inside. And contained within it is the rot of hypocrisy and somewhat trivial desires. Each episode of Beef not only brings laughter but also metaphorically speaks to existential issues in society at that time, bringing cultural lessons about the generation of Asian Americans living in the U.S. The more we dig into the seemingly insignificant contradictions, the more we discover that there are great commonalities between two strangers. If Danny brought up racism with white people from a young age, Amy would embrace the psychological trauma from adolescence. Danny is a Korean immigrant. He is facing an unstable life and a precarious job. The burden of being the eldest made him always remember that he had to do his best to bring his parents to the United States. He believes that he is always short-lived, having bad luck, leading to suicidal thoughts not only once. But instead of integrating to lead a comfortable and positive life, Danny always harbored jealousy and anger towards white people and people of the higher class after being humiliated and despised as a child. Psychological wounds have persisted with him, causing him to hate white people and love his homeland. The fact that Danny tries to cook Korean dishes as well as getting his younger brother Paul to know Korean girls like him is one of the most concrete examples. On the other hand, Amy lives a completely different life in the high-end art world of Los Angeles. Her whole family lives in a luxuriously designed modern house in a rich neighborhood. She owns a lifestyle startup and is about to sell it to grow into a major brand chain. But her wealth doesn't completely cover her family on the verge of collapse. An artistic husband is trying to cover up his incompetence, ready to confront anyone who dares to criticize him. A childhood suffered from harsh words from her parents when the family was under economic pressure, making her think that her presence was a burden or witnessing the breakup of her parents. If Danny's injury is the result of a collision with a living, Amy's injury is even more serious. It seemed to fester from years of lack of good care and was not even discovered by anyone. The wound is like that, spreading day by day, and seems to be directly or indirectly affecting her own married life. The competition, the integration, the constant change of society, and the surrounding billions of things have made the human mood partly drift between anxiety, disappointment, and anger. Both are mature and capable of making the right decisions after careful consideration, but Danny and Amy like to let go of reason and plunge into a melee. Enjoying this petty and deranged vengeance, viewers sometimes see themselves in certain out-of-control situations. In addition, the uniqueness of the unpredictable situation is also the attraction of the film. Whether it will be dramatic, tense or funny, or scary, viewers are unpredictable. The movie is like human nature in real life. We will not know what we will do when we encounter an unexpected event, joyfully accepting or irritated, angry. As Yoon's character aptly said in the last episode of Beef,
you know, you're born, make choices, and suddenly you're here.
Beef explores the cost of two essential choices we all make in life. Parents decide to have children, and we decide who we want to be. The duality of those two decisions reveals a lot of tension within Beef, with Danny and Amy's insecurities affecting, or increasing, their relationship with their parents. Amy is afraid of becoming her parents and repeating their mistakes. Danny is afraid to let them down and never enough. The rage that Amy and Danny unleashed on each other was toxic and outrageous, but it could also involve an extreme degree. Both strive to live the best life possible, while battling systems they see as oppressive. For Danny, it's all banks, customers, families, and personal limitations that keeps him from achieving the success he believes he deserves. For Amy, it's the corporate ladder she's worked so hard to climb, and sometimes the institution of marriage, as she struggles to communicate with a husband, Joseph Lee, who doesn't understand her, even a little. Look at the headlines on any given day, and there's a lot to be angry about. Amy and Danny's beef may be petty, but all that caged rage has to go somewhere, and the two are so stressed out that random rudeness is enough to open sealed worm boxes. Any of us can stumble in a similar way, knocked down by the humiliation of modern life. One of the factors that helps the series succeed is the charming acting of the two main actors Steven Yeun and Ali Wong. In particular, actor Minari continues to demonstrate his acting skills. The older the ginger, the spicier it gets, the better it gets. He has many moments to reveal the inner character of the character that easily makes viewers get goosebumps, but also feel pity and sympathy. In the film, Ali is somewhat exaggerated in acting compared to Steven, but not inferior. Her handling style is also suitable for the image of the character Amy, which has many unpredictable psychological developments. In addition, another notable point is that artist Hong Dao appeared in episode 8 of the series with the image of a bowl of sour soup. The scene only took a few minutes, but surprised many viewers because it reminded them of Vietnam. Coincidentally, Hollywood also has many projects related to our country, typically a tourist's guide to love project on Netflix. Overall, Beef is a series that is easy to watch, but not easy to forget. With a deep script, the filmmakers succeeded in creating a story rich in meaning, making viewers remember it for a long time. Mirroring the perspectives of filmmakers Hikaru and Jake Schreier, all 10 episodes are well-paced, not boring as the script is continuously switched between many feelings, from happy to sad, from psychological to the psychological act. Its own signature is bold conversations and changing subjects in conversations. If in Everywhere Everything All at Once are rocks that can also express emotions, then with Beef, the characters' mascots are two crows which will also have a very strange dialogue. Along with that was the body swap caused by mushroom poisoning, and then existential conversations began to emerge. The film is somewhat different but conveys a familiar message about the meaning of failure and the lessons learned from it. Between the life-death line of the last episode, both characters understood this failure, from which they bonded together and found their souls to have empathy. Episode 10, which is also the final episode of the series, contains many of the philosophies of the entire season. The lost journey of the two characters is somewhat reminiscent of the film The Lobster by Greek director Yorgos Lanthimos, also produced by A24. All were lost together and saw in each other a similarity. But how they will and whether they go together until the end is still a big question to wait. Thank you for watching today's video. If you find this video good, please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to support Ask Pop Entertainment to make more exciting videos.